Welcome back. You have heard it your whole life. Cleanliness is next to godliness. People say it about keeping a tidy house, about personal hygiene, about having your life looking neat and presentable, and somewhere along the way it became attached to faith, like God is most pleased with the people who have everything in order. But here is the truth. That phrase is not in the Bible. The phrase became widely known through a sermon by John Wesley in 1778. Similar ideas about cleanliness existed in ancient cultures, but not as scripture or direct commands from God. Somehow it got absorbed into Christian culture and people started treating it like God said it, just like God helps those who help themselves. Another famous quote that never came from scripture. But again, the problem is not just the misquote. The problem is what the idea actually does when people genuinely believe it. It suggests that God is most impressed by what things look like on the outside, that a clean appearance, an ordered life, a polished reputation, these are markers of genuine godliness. And if your life feels messy, if you're struggling, if things seem to be falling apart, you might start to believe that you're not close to God at all. That kind of thinking has made many broken people feel like they have to stay away from God, and Jesus spent his entire ministry tearing it down. In Matthew 23, Jesus confronts the Pharisees, the most externally religious people of his time. Spotless reputation, perfect public behavior, meticulous rule-keeping, and what does he say to them in verse 27? You are like whitewashed tombs, which look beautiful on the outside, but on the inside are full of the bones of the dead and everything unclean. Clean on the outside, dead on the inside. Jesus was not impressed and he strongly rebuked them. Then in Mark 7, the Pharisees criticized Jesus' disciples for eating without washing their hands, a religious cleanliness ritual, and Jesus responds in verses 20-23, "What comes out of a person is what defiles them, for it is from within, out of a person's heart, that evil thoughts come." The problem was never dirty hands. It was always the condition of the heart. External cleanliness means very little if the inside is untouched. That is Jesus' position stated clearly and without apology. And look at who Jesus actually spent his time with: tax collectors, prostitutes, lepers, people whose lives were visibly broken, people whose outsides did not look clean or godly by anyone's standard. He did not wait for them to clean themselves up before he sat with them. In Luke chapter 5 verse 31 he said, "It is not the healthy who need a doctor, but the sick." God does not require you to arrive presentable. He meets you in the mess and works from the inside out. Now, this doesn't mean we ignore responsibility or personal discipline. Proverbs values order. Paul talks about self-control. Those things are real. But there is a massive difference between personal discipline as a fruit of inner transformation and performing cleanliness to earn God's approval or impress other people. One flows from genuine change and the other is just religion dressed up to look clean. The real work of becoming holy happens in the places nobody sees, in the honesty of your private prayers, in how you treat people when nothing is on the line, in the slow, unglamorous process of God reshaping your character from the inside. That is messy work. It does not always look neat. And God is not standing at the door waiting for you to tidy up before he lets you in. 1 Samuel chapter 16 verse 7 says it plainly, "The Lord does not look at the things people look at. People look at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." Not your appearance, not your reputation, not how clean your life looks from the outside. Your heart, that is what God is after. So if your life feels messy right now, if things aren't together, and you don't feel like you're doing well, you're not disqualified from God's presence. You never were. Cleanliness may be next to godliness in a John Wesley sermon, but in the Bible, what God draws near to is a broken and honest heart. Thank you so much for watching. If this challenged how you see God, take a moment and sit with it. And if you want more conversations like this, you're welcome to stay. Did you grow up believing this was a Bible verse? I want to hear from you.